This video is entitled Black Men Waking Up. I remember when I was a kid, this was back in the 80s, like 86, 87, whatever. I remember like my interactions with black girls and black women were always problematic. And it wasn't something that I was doing, you know. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. Why most of my interactions with black women outside of the ones in my family, even some of the ones in my family, were always pretty negative. They were always kind of bad, and I used to always wonder about that. And even when I went to middle school and high school, they didn't get any better. You know, it was always crazy shit. You know, and I consider myself a fair guy, a normal dude, and I remember this was maybe 10, 15 years ago. I was telling my dad about how I viewed black women. And the funny thing about it was, you know, my dad was 80 years old when he passed away. He had a different view of the situation. And I told him that if I saw a black woman getting beat up by a boyfriend or whatnot, I told him I wouldn't jump in it. I'd act like I don't see it and keep going, because two things would probably happen. She would either A, well, three things could happen. A, she would either join in and help him beat my ass, or B, she'll be back with him the next day, and he'll still have resentment toward me for fighting him. And C, she probably provoked it anyway. You know what I'm saying? He didn't agree with that because he was thinking about black women back during his day. But the funny thing is, man, I bring that up to say this. Yeah. One day I go on YouTube, on the internet, I go on YouTube and I see all these videos of black men talking about black women. And they're essentially saying the same things that I said about black women 15, 20 years ago when I was like 15, 16. Shit is funny as hell, man, because it was like, wow. Because back in those days, you didn't talk about this stuff. If you talked about it as a black dude, you'd be shamed. They say, oh, nigga, you just can't get no pussy, or nigga this, or you know what I'm saying? This is what black people do. See, we ignore the problem. We ignore shit like it does, as if it doesn't exist. And so the problem just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now, black women have morphed into this monster, you know what I'm saying? Into this animal that you can't do shit with. I mean, look at what they're doing out here. Black women it's just like, I would never run to the defense of most black women, because they are out here doing so much shit, man. You don't know what she put herself into. They're putting themselves in these situations now. It's just like how black women are promoting interracial dating with white guys. One thing they'll have to come to grips with is this. There are a lot of serial sick-ass white guys out here who will rape and murder them and whatnot. So when that happens, I'll just be a whatever. That's what she wanted. You see what I'm saying? But they're still going to want sympathy from black men, even though they're throwing you under the bus. It's just like how all these interracial bitches on YouTube, they're ignoring all the church shooter and shit. This motherfucker killed, the majority of the people he killed were black women. 6 of them were black women. But they're going to ignore that and act like it doesn't exist. They'll still go to bat for white guys and shit. You see what I'm saying? This is why I love the fact that brothers are waking up, man. Brothers like Jada Black, brothers like Assidious Aristocrat, brothers like the Black Ram and Tito and Willie Pete and Pink Elephant and Dark Sun One. I love it, man, because it's telling the truth, man. It's not about really hating black women. It's about knowing black women. You see what I'm saying? Knowing what they do. They're out here doing everything. They're doing everything out here, man. So, of course, marriage is going to go down, and those things are going to stop happening because these women are not worth that. Garbage. They become garbage, trash. It's like there's no honor in marrying or being in a serious relationship with a black woman nowadays. It's almost looked at with disgust. It's that bad. But I see brothers are waking up. They're waking up, man. Like back in the day, a black woman could get away with this type of shit because you couldn't see it. It was a ball of confusion because you would actually listen to the shit that comes out of women's mouths. You know what I'm saying? You would listen to that shit and believe it. But now there's so many people telling it how women are that you understand that half the shit that come out of women's mouths are lies, BS. And there are guys who telling you the truth about women too. Because you have guys who've been fucking women, getting all types of women, fucking women behind their husbands' backs and all that type of shit. So they know women, especially black women. And they're telling on women. They're telling you what y'all do. So those games that y'all play are no longer gonna fly. Like anybody who listens to almost anything that comes out of a woman's mouth is a fool. Women rarely ever tells the truth about anything because it's going to make them look bad. And you can look at some of these videos and see the simps, how many simps are out here caping for black women. See, back then you would believe that stuff. But that's the good thing about the internet and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Because you got these guys who know. And they're telling it like it is. So black men are waking up.